Hey everybody, welcome back to A Toast to History. Pull up bar still, grab a beer, because today I promised you an extra something special. This is President's Day, y'all! Happy President's Day. Today we celebrate the 45 men who have become Commander-in-Chief of this country and has served us. Whether you like them or not, today is their day, and today we honor them. Whoa. That's different.
Now that's good history.
On this installment of what I'm calling the Love List, during my FDR episode, people commented, wait, you said FDR was in your top 10. So what is your top 10 list of presidents? I'm like, I could do that. This will be fun. And on President's Day, it'll be perfect. I want to let you know what the minutes of this you're going to watch, 10 to 15 minutes of what we're seeing on this love list, took me hours of study, personal reflection, and a whole lot of this. To the 10 I picked, and to the 35 that are not there. This is a toast of history. This is the top 10 love list. Let's get this bromance started. Number 10, Dwight D. Eisenhower, 34th President of the United States. You like Ike? I love Ike. Now, what I like about Ike, winner of World War II, one thing that helped his administration, I believe, is when he was in World War II, he had to work with the British. He had to work with the French. He had to work with the Canadians. He had to work with so many different people that most generals have a hard time. Why? Because I'm the boss. You do what I say. He had to work with so many people, he carried this into his presidency. And when he was the president, he got a group of people he trusted and he delegated. Delegate. You get the job done, and I'm going to tell you what to do. So, this one's for Ike. Number 9, Harry S. Truman, 33rd President of the United States. Vice President FDR, 12 years in, FDR dies. This man steps into his place. He's called to the White House, where Mrs. Roosevelt's sitting there. Harry, President's died. What can I do for you, Mrs. Roosevelt? No, what can we do for you, Harry? It's your problem now. Right out the bat, I have to replace a legend. We got, not too long after that, you have a choice. Invade Japan, we're estimating 1 million casualties for the U.S. Or drop the bomb. It's your choice. And we all know what happened. To the man who steps up for the legend, Harry S. Truman, my number 9. Number 8, Woodrow Wilson, 28th President of the United States, defeated William Howard Taft and the legend Theodore Roosevelt to get into office. He led us in World War I. Woodrow Wilson, World War I, that's funny. He hired General Pershing to take over. Gave him 2 commands. 1, keep the American army separate from everybody else and win. He also started the League of Nations. Even though the U.S. denied it and we didn't enter the League of Nations, he set the groundwork. So, Woodrow Wilson put the U.S. on the world stage. To Woodrow Wilson. Number 8. Number 7, James K. Polk. Who's James K. Polk, you might ask? 11th President of the United States. He fulfilled every presidential promise. Wow, that's something new. Why can't we do that today? Pressure's on you, Joe Biden. He brought Texas into the Union. He brought all Texas properties in the Union. New Mexico, Arizona, California. During the 54-40 fight, he brought in Oregon and Washington. Doubled the United States. The reason why we're sea to shining sea, this guy, the man held office hours in the White House. Whether you were a senator, newspaperman, or farmer, you could make an appointment with President Polk. I'm here to see President Polk. Sign in here, sir. Wait over there. He'll get to you when he can. Wow, that would be convenient. Hey, President Joe, I have concerns. I'm here to say, James K. Polk, you did a damn good job, and that's why you're number 7 on my list. Number 6. Number 6, Ronald Reagan. Sorry, they discontinued these figures at Nixon. Sorry, Nixon still haunts me to this day. Ronald Reagan, 40th president, the great communicator. His speeches echo through American history. If you haven't seen my episode on Reagan, he's going to do you a lot more justice than these 2 minutes. This man embodies what the American people are. Combined, and it shows you American politics at its best. Ronald Reagan, you're in my top 10, buddy. This is one for the Gipper. Number 5, Theodore, a.k.a. Teddy Roosevelt. Number 26. This man, the Rough Rider. People said, that damn cowboy's president. That damn cowboy did a pretty good job. You know why you can bite into a burger and not get sick? This guy, he revamped the slaughterhouses. Why can you go see spots like the Grand Canyon or Yellowstone National Park or even our own Cuyahoga Valley down the road? This guy. And every time someone passes through the Panama Canal, this guy revolutionized a period, and he did so much more than I'm just speaking on. This is to the Rough Rider, Teddy Roosevelt. Number 4, Abraham Lincoln. Obvious choice. Why we're a nation together? This guy. 16th President of the United States. Preserved the Union. Made men free. I know in his Gettysburg address he said, you will not long remember what is said here today. Boy, were you wrong. With malice toward none and charity for all, that sums up this man in a nutshell. That's why he's number 4. Number 3, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. FDR, 32nd President of the United States. Most presidents, when you find that they're good, they have some tragedy or something that you see them at the center of it and they lead us out of it. This man had 2, the Great Depression and World War II. Also stricken with polio. Man was rich. He hit with polio and he could have easily lived the life of luxury and said, you know what? I'm sick. And everybody, hey, I'm sorry. This man said, no, I can still serve. I can still do more. And he went for 12 years until he died in office, giving everything he had for the American people. That's number 3 in my book. Number 2, George Washington. You knew he was coming, folks. Founding father. Why George Washington? He's the only president who was unanimously picked twice. We will never see that again. Never. He also had nobody to look to beforehand. He was it. He really didn't probably know what his job entailed. He knew how to lead men, and he picked up the flag and carried on. Even during the Whiskey Rebellion, one of his first trials, they said, "We don't need to pay taxes." He said, "Oh yeah, you do." Jumped on his horse, Nelson, and led the army up them himself. Only two presidents who led the army while they were president. This guy's number 2. He gets a toast for that. Now we have my number 1. And you're not going to like it. And number 1 on the Jared Love list, lucky number 7, Andrew Jackson. Wait a minute. Now let me explain. Now I get it. Andrew Jackson did some shady things. The Trail of Tears, blowing up the bank. And I understand why is he here. In my opinion, Washington defined what the presidency was. Andrew Jackson told you how far you could go before you had to be stopped. It came to the point where, you can't do that. What says I can't? He was a general. I say it, you do it. That's how Jackson ran. This man, in my opinion, was Chuck Norris before Chuck Norris. This man was a badass. During his presidency, the South tried to succeed then. And where James Buchanan, we're not going to talk about, he told his vice president, who was from South Carolina, "You go down there and you squelch this, or I will lead the army down there and I will hang you to the closest tree." And that is definitely why the South did not secede. During the bank war, the bank decided to call his bluff, and they decided to renew early instead of in 4 years like they had to, thinking it's an election year and Jackson won't want to risk his presidency during an election year. And Jackson stamped the veto on it just like he said he would and would not be intimidated. No, Jackson followed his heart. And if he wanted to do it, he was going to do it. Anybody else just get out of his way. He had an assassination attempt during his presidency where a man drew a pistol and it didn't go off. And they had to pull the president off the assassinator. A over 60-year-old man pull him off the assassinator. Where have you ever seen that in American history? The president had to be subdued. Now, I have many more stories about Jackson, and in a few weeks' time, we're going to have his birthday, and we're going to have his episode, and I will give you more. But for now, that's going to be your first taste. To my boy, my number 1, to Old Hickory. I was born for a storm, and a calm does not suit me. Mr. Trump, you are number 11. And even if you were something, I couldn't do it, buddy. And you're not number 11. I was just